Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am going to give you guys a little car rant because it's been a minute since I did one, but it hasn't been a one. It hadn't been a minute. It's been a minute since I sat down and did one. It just haven't been a minute since I did one, if that means something. I did one, but I just haven't edited it and put it up. But I will because I'm off tomorrow, so don't worry about it. So today's topic is going to be how I got out of debt within 2 years, okay? Well, not even 2 years. So I'm going to start from the beginning. If you guys don't know, without my student loans, I was in like probably $10,000 worth of debt, and most of them was like payday loans, and most of them was like little quick fast loans type of things. So that's basically what my loans consisted of. So anyways, I want to say probably 2 or 3 of those had went to collections, so they stopped gaining interest, which helped me out a lot, even though I wouldn't recommend collections because it's a hard hit on your credit score. So mind you guys, I wasn't at my old job, I wasn't paying any debt off. I was just letting the debt consume me. I wasn't paying no attention. I wasn't being an adult, basically, because being an adult is so overrated. But anyways, for some reason, I really have been paying attention to my debt total since 2023, and I was just letting it assume me, stressing me out, blah blah blah. But then I met with this financial coach. This financial coach, I will have to ask if I can put her information in the description box, but if she said okay, it's in the description box. If she didn't say okay, then it won't be there. Because that's not her main job. That's like a little side hustle type of job. So I'm pretty sure she probably not gonna want it in here. But she is like a lawyer. And so I ran up on her one day when I was at my law office, talking with my attorney, talking to him about some business, and he introduced me to her because they was working on another case. So I just was telling him about my financial situation and why I felt like I need to be a grown-up and start taking care of that, because I feel like that is what holding me back, is me not taking care of my financial stuff, and I'm constantly just thinking about it. So one day I decided to like call her up, and I brought everything to her, the way I broke down my financials. I brought to her the bills I had to pay monthly. I brought her a lot of stuff that was coming out of my check financially. I brought it to her attention and brought her papers, just like she was my lawyer, but she was my financial attorney, if that makes sense, like a coach. So, and I know me, I don't like to spend money, but I like to make sure I keep money. So me and money, we have a love and hate relationship. Sometimes I love money, sometimes I hate money, sometimes I just leave money in banks and don't even worry about it, because now I have like paychecks going into a bank account, and I just don't know like where it is. Like, I just never check that bank account for some reason, and my check is going in there, and the only thing that's coming out of there is like a bill. So it's crazy. But anyways, that's beside the point. The point is, I was constantly watching videos talking about don't pay it fully, come up with a settlement, blah blah blah. And you guys will hear this spiel again because I am doing an in-depth video with you guys. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming. So I listening to YouTube videos and other debt videos talking about just come up with a settlement, don't pay the full thing, it won't hit your credit. So I tested that theory and it hit my credit. And yeah, it didn't work out the way I planned. So I said I wasn't gonna do that anymore. But anyways, this is how I got out of debt. If you are working, because I ran my debt as me working a minimum wage job, even though I don't, but that's the way I ran my debt, to pay it out, just to make sure to see how long it'll take somebody who's working minimum wage to pay it off. So if you are working a minimum wage job, this will help you out a lot, okay? Or even if you have like a lot of bills and stuff coming out your bank account, this will help you out a lot, okay? So I took a sheet of paper. It don't matter what kind of paper it is, you guys. It don't matter what you write it on, what you writing with. Just listen. I took a sheet of paper and I wrote down the things that I have to pay, the things that are not negotiable, the things that are due each month at the same time on the same date, because that helps me out a lot. That's the reason why I keep a calendar or agenda or a planner, whatever you want to call it. I keep that around somewhere where I can write down what needs to be paid in a day, okay? That must be done, like water bill, light bill, car insurance, car payments, those type of things, rent. It has to be on it's the same day. Things like that. The thing that is on the same day that is not negotiable that you have to pay. Now, what I will say is this. I did break it down by cents. Like if my bill was like $383 and let's say 85 cents. I didn't break it down like that. I broke it down like $3.85 even. Just so I can have like some little wiggle room just in case it's more than what it's supposed to be each month, okay? So that's what I did. Like water bill is, I know for sure my water bill is exactly $25. That's basically what it is, $25. It's been like that unless I have like extra people staying over, then it might go up to like $50. But other than that, it's always been $25. So then that has to be paid. So I put that in things that has to be paid and the date and all that stuff. Okay? Now, with that, I know they add late fees. I get the late fees. I am not a person who likes to pay late fees. Sans the person that's in debt. I don't like to pay late fees when it comes to my necessities like rent, like insurance, things like that. You know, they be adding on $5 to $15 late. I'm not with that. I like to pay mine the last week of the month. So when the first week of the next month come, it'll already been paid off. I won't have to worry about it. Now, when the date comes for me to actually pay it, I keep forgetting that I done paid it because I forget to mark it off. And yeah, that's where I get myself in a bind. But that's me, okay? So this is what I do. Now you done wrote down the things you need the money for, the bills that has to be paid. You wrote it down. So then you take whatever you will have left from your check. First of all, take your lowest check amount that you ever have given. Which some people take their very first check. I don't do that. I take the third check that I got from the company, and that's how I decide what I need to pay, what I don't need to pay. Okay? So if you guys don't listen to me a lot, you guys know I was using the snowball effect. And I started back using the snowball effect because that helps me out a lot. So now we're down to things that not necessarily need to be paid, but it's part of debt, so it has to be paid some way, somehow. So I take the one with the lowest debt amount and I put majority into it. I mean, when I say majority, I put like probably $80 into it. And you guys know my lucky number rule, paying debt off is 88, okay? So I put like $80 to $88 in there to pay it off. So yeah. So when I do that, any change, or let's say I have $5, maybe $6 left in my account at the end of each month, then I throw that towards the smallest debt that I have too. And that's how I decided, that's how I decided which, that's how I decide where the other money goes. And I take one debt at a time to pay off. And then for the other one, like the big debts, I usually just put small amounts like $25, $50 in those. So while I'm working on these little small debt, I'm also working on the big debts. I'm just trying to throw like little dents into the big debt, so when I actually get to it, it'll be considerably a little smaller than what it started out to be. But yeah. But you guys, my debts don't go over $3,000. Like, it's $6,000 total, but it doesn't, like, each debt itself doesn't go over. I take that back. It doesn't go over $2,000, but it's $6,000 total. So it's like, it's not bad, it's just not good either. And that's how I really got out of debt. It's basically like throwing like $80+ into the smaller debts, and then when it comes to the bigger debts, I just throw like 20, 25, no more than 50. Don't put yourself in a bind or a financial strain trying to pay debt off, because that's gonna be your biggest issue, especially when you're trying to pay debt off and you're trying to like put yourself all the way down to zero. And I know a lot of people who do the zero, giving your money or name. I used to do that, and I still do it to some sense, but I only do it to where all my debt is not, all my money is not going towards debt. Majority is going towards my necessities of everyday life, and then the rest of that's left over is either going into a credit union or to a savings account, or both. It just depends on what you prefer. So yeah, I that's the biggest thing. I don't put myself in a debt restraint, if that makes sense. All your money that you make go straight to debt. I don't do that. Now mind you guys, I'm not judging people who do, because I used to be one of those people until I learned that if you do that, you'll get further behind, because you still living paycheck to paycheck. But it's even worse because you're stressing out about, how can I pay this? How do I do this? This is not going the way I thought it was going to go. And it making it worse for yourself. So, I just think like, hey, you only got one debt to pay off. And I do that until all of them is paid off. Now, mind you, it took me 2 years. It might take you a year. But it took me 2 years because I had to come up with a plan that works for me. And I would say this, I did have a side hustle job, and I would say every money that I got from my side hustle went to a debt. I don't care which debt it went to, I just put it towards a debt. So therefore, when I get my paycheck, it won't have to be, majority of the money wasn't coming from my paycheck, it was coming from my side hustle. I kind of slowed down doing side hustles for the moment, because I was putting a strain on my car for one, and then I was putting a strain on my body. Because you guys, with my regular job that I've been working for 2 years now, I'm working anywhere from 40 to 45 hours every week. So that's that. And I really wasn't paying attention how much I was working until I started working. Until I started paying attention to the things that was going into my bank account. And I noticed like I had like 4 bank accounts opening, and my check was being split 4 ways. And then I decided to open up a credit union, which made it also split 4 ways. So yeah. So anyways, that's that. So yeah, it took me 2 years to get out of debt. I should have wrote down them questions on the last debt video that I did a year ago, just to see if I can answer some of those questions, but I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. But anyways, it's just a lot of things you can do to get yourself out of debt. It's just up to you to like put your mind to and say, this is what I got to do. Now mind you guys, I don't go to clubs like I used to. I really don't go out like I used to, because it's so much shooting and stuff going on where I stay, and I just want to be safe in my own house. Let's be honest. I really ain't got time to be shot at or none of that good stuff. So I just decided, hey, this is what you need to do to get yourself out of a financial situation, and that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. What else? So yeah, I'm gonna pause this video, and I'll probably hit you guys up again in a couple of hours, or when I get to work, so I can get through this traffic. So I'll see you guys later. If not, I'll see you guys in my next video.